trailers, our standard trailers are 98 inches wide, and we use that 98 inches. We bring our wall frames all the way out. And TJ and Nikki, if you want to follow, you guys can ask questions and make points along the way here. But you'll see this red line. That red line is where we set our metal walls, okay? The reason why we set our metal walls directly on the trailer, again, is our trailer is 98 inches, so that's 2 inches wider than 8 feet. If we set our plywood here and to the same side on the other side of the trailer, we don't have any kind of waste. We don't have to cut a 2-inch strip or anything like that. And there's really no need for the plywood to really go underneath the walls. We can go directly on top of the trailer and you know, not have any kind of waste in material. So that's one of the reasons why we do that with our plywood. We spray insulate, closed cell spray insulate the entire trailer. This has about an R25 in the belly pan of the trailer. And then we also treat the trailer like a foundation of a home. So all of our plumbing drain lines are already set, you know, per our plans that we designed this house with the customer. So you'll see over there, that's plumbing for a flush toilet. This house does have a flush toilet, but not all houses will. Some houses will have a composting toilet. We still, however, will plumb in a flush toilet so that if they ever want to change down the road, maybe initially they need the composting toilet, or they start off with the composting toilet and you know, they just don't really like it, they can't figure out how to use it properly, it just doesn't work in their life, they have the opportunity to change over. So when we do this with our plumbing, the only thing that is exposed underneath the trailer is where the two lines will connect under the belly pan of the trailer and out on the discharge side of the trailer. So typically that's on the driver's side, just like an RV kind of setup is, right? So you have your driver's side as your, you know, kind of utility side of where your power, where your sewer drain lines kind of connect. So that if you ever are in an RV park or anything like that, you know, you'll be able to connect and run your home just like the RVs do, okay? We put these pieces of plywood down to ensure that we're kind of centering everything, right? So the toilet has a specific plumbing rough-in distance, so we set that piece of plywood to really make sure that we have that centered up and correct. Same thing with this. This is a where the shower will go on this unit. So we have a shower pan that we typically use, and you know, we're ensuring that that is plumbed in the proper location.
What are the other lines for?
So here is going to catch the washer and dryer here, and then that one right there is off in a little bit of a middle of the floor. That's actually going to catch the kitchen sink. So everything that needs to be drained out has an inlet to that drain line system.
As far as the trailers, can you go wider?
Yes, so we can definitely go wider. So it all depends on what the end customer's kind of idea of how they're going to use the house, right? So are they going to be completely mobile? Are they going to be, you know, wanting to travel on a regular basis? If they do, if that's what they want to do, then we typically say stay in that 8.5 feet wide max setting for DOT regulations. That way, if you either have it moved or you move it yourself, you don't have to get any type of wide load permits or any kind of additional kind of travel issues with it. Now, if it's going to be something that's going to go to the Carolinas or go as a second home and be moved the one time and then probably not moved again, we definitely have the capability of going wider. And when I say not moved again, I just mean not on a regular basis. You're not going to travel the 48 states with it, you know. So we actually have a trailer coming in today. It may be here while we're kind of finishing this up, but it is a 10-foot wide, 10 by 40 foot trailer, so a pretty significant trailer. And the idea of that trailer is 100% it's going to go to Kansas on her father's farmland and sit and be there for an extended period of time. So in that case, the wider definitely kind of helps with that daily living.
What's the maximum height that a tiny home can be?
So from the ground to the very peak of the tiny home is 13 feet 6 for DOT regulations. Again, it can be higher than that. However, transport becomes a real issue. You have to end up having escorts. I'm sure some of you have seen some of that on the interstates where there's a car in front of a, maybe a mobile home or something, and it's got this big rod on the front of it. And what that car does is it just ensures that it's not going to snag or hit anything that is the height of the unit being towed. So we do not recommend going over 13.6 for that reason.
What's the maximum width?
So the maximum width is, for what we're building is between 12 and 14 feet. Out of 12 feet, between 12 and 14 feet, again, you have some pretty intense permits and fees and vehicle escorts that you have to have. Anywhere between that 8.5 plus up to just under 12 feet, you just need the wide load permits for the hauler. So, and it's not that difficult to do. It's just an extra step in the transport process. And if you're hiring a transporter, 99% of your transporters, again, I'll give a plug to One Call Logistics. They're phenomenal. They have a logistics company that handles it all for them. So we give them a call. They handle all of the permits and everything that they need for it. So if we don't have any more questions about kind of where it starts, if you come up with questions or see anything, please feel free to ask as we kind of move through